Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-needs, funerals, burials, and cremations. It's Curtis and Son Funeral Home. 256-245-4361, Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Bernie Salzman III, age 58, is today at 11 a.m. from Sylacauga's First Assembly, with the Reverend Charles Lynn and the Reverend Ed Wilson officiating. Burial in the Green Hill Cemetery of Childersburg. The body will lie in state at the church this morning from 10 until 11 a.m. Online condolences at courteousandSonFH.com. Reverend Salzman was a licensed minister in the Assemblies of God, and he worked at different churches in the Assemblies of God for a number of years, and he will be laid to rest today at Sylacauga's First Assembly, Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. Roy Moore, formerly of Sylacauga, died in South Alabama on Saturday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. Many of you may remember Roy. Roy had ties with the Assemblies of God and the Church of God here in the Sylacauga area. A long-time truck driver for Flavor Rich and other companies. Mr. Roy Moore, formerly of Sylacauga, died Saturday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Funeral service for Jack L. Kloss, age 69, is today at 1 o'clock from the chapel of Bradley Smith Funeral Home, with Brother David Vick officiating. Mr. Kloss died February 21st at his residence. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Pamela Ree Pearson, age 72, of Sylacauga, is this morning at 10 from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel, with her husband, Reverend Michael Pearson, and Adrian Childs officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Pearson died February 22nd at Brookwood Medical Center. She was the co-founder of the Living Word Church in Sylacauga, along with her husband, Michael. She served as secretary and co-pastor. In lieu of flowers, a family request contribution be made to the Living Word Church in Sylacauga. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Sarah Strong Bailey, age 88, of Sylacauga, is Tuesday at 2 from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Reverend James Woody Wooden officiating. Burial in the Green Hill Cemetery of Childersburg. Mrs. Bailey died February 24th. Visitation Tuesday, 12:30 until 2 p.m. From the funeral home. In lieu of flowers, contributions may be made to the St. Andrew's United Methodist Church, 35924 U.S. Highway 280, Sylacauga, 35151. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. And Mr. Danny Bullard died Sunday at his residence, Radley Smith Funeral Home, announcing. Funeral service for Mr. Michael Ray Mickey Bailey, age 59, of Alexander City, will be Tuesday at 2 p.m. from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City. The Reverend Jamie Williams officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends this evening, 5 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. Mr. Bailey died Saturday, February 25th at his residence. He was a member of the Little Church on the Hill. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Elizabeth Josephine Foreman Williams, age 77, is noon today at Rocky Zion Baptist Church, with interment in the Rocky Zion Cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 2 hours prior to the service. Online condolences at terrysmortuary.com. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary in Talladega, in charge of the arrangements. That's a look at obituaries brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need, funerals, burials, and cremations. It's Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.